Let us now get acquainted with certain terms related to lenses. The first term that we are learning is center of curvature. Center of curvature is represented by capital C. The centers of the spheres whose parts form surfaces of the lenses are called centers of curvature of the lenses. A lens with both surfaces spherical has two centers of curvatures, C1 and C2. Now we shall be talking about a biconvex lens and a biconcave lens. And simultaneously we will learn for both types of lenses. So diagram A is with respect to a biconvex lens, whereas diagram B is with respect to a biconcave lens. So here we have got two spheres, sphere S1 and sphere S2. Here also we have drawn sphere S1 and this is sphere S2. Now each sphere has got one center. So this is sphere S1 which has got center C1 and this is sphere C2 which has got center C2. Similarly here also we have got centers C1 and C2. And now what we can see is that these centers are parts of the lens. So if we take sphere S1, this part of the lens or this face or this spherical part of the lens comprises of the center C1, or center C1 is a part of this face or spherical part of the lens, whereas center C2 or sphere S2 is a part of this face or the spherical part of the lens. And hence we define center of curvature as the centers of the spheres. So the centers are C1 and C2 of the spheres, whose parts form surfaces of the lens. So both these centers form parts of the lenses, are called centers of curvature of the lens. And a lens with both surfaces spherical has two centers of curvatures. So since both the surfaces are spherical, here we have a biconvex lens. This lens will have two centers of curvatures. Here also this is a biconcave lens. If we see from both the sides, it is curved inwards and hence it's a biconcave lens. This lens also has got two centers of curvatures, that is C1 and C2. So from this we can say that since concave and convex lenses are formed by combination of two parts of spheres, they have got two centers of curvatures, that is C1 and C2. So I hope you have understood this first term, that is center of curvature. The next term that we are learning is radius of curvature, and it is represented by capital R. We will follow the same diagram. This is for biconvex lens and this is for the biconcave lens. Here we have the shaded portion which indicates biconvex lens. The shaded portion here indicates the biconcave lens. We have two spheres S1 and S2 and they have got their centers, with that is C1 and C2 respectively. Now the spheres have got radius. Radius is the line segment that is drawn from the center to any point on the sphere. So here we have R1 to be the radius of sphere S1. Here this is R2 which is the radius for sphere S2. Similarly here also we have radius R1 and R2 for the spheres S1 and S2. So how do we define then radius of curvature? The radii R1 and R2 of the spheres whose parts form surfaces of the lenses are called radii of curvature of lens. So here the radii that we have shown, that is R1 and R2 in both the diagrams, their parts form the surfaces of the lenses. So they are referred to as the radius of curvature. So the radii R1 and R2 whose parts form the surfaces of the lenses are called as the radii of curvature. So we have learned two terms. One is center of curvature and the other is radius of curvature. The next two terms that we are going to learn are principal axis and optical center. Principal axis, imaginary line passing through the centers of curvature. So we have studied what is center of curvature, and for a biconcave or a biconvex lens we will have two centers of curvatures. So the centers of the spheres whose surfaces form parts of the lenses are called as centers of curvature. So we have got two centers of curvatures for a biconcave and a biconvex lens. So suppose here we have a biconvex lens and the centers of the curvatures will be present on either side, and if a line is passing from the centers of the curvatures, then it is referred to as the principal axis. So we can consider this ray presently to be the principal axis, which is passing through the centers of the curvatures. Similarly, in a biconcave lens also, we have got two centers of curvatures and a line that is passing through them is the principal axis. Next is optical center. It is represented as capital O. And how is it defined? Point inside the lens on the principal axis through which the rays of light pass without any deviation. So here we have got three rays which we have shown, P1, P2 and P3. In both the types of lenses we have shown three rays, and all the three rays are passing through the point that is inside the lens and on the principal axis. And when a ray is directed or it is passing through the optical center, in that case it is going to pass undeviated, means it is not going to get deviated or refracted. So the point that is inside the lens on the principal axis through which the light rays pass without any deviation. So you can see ray P1 that is passing through the optical center. Here this is the optical center represented as O. It is passing without any deviation. Similarly P2 also, and this is P3. So all the three rays passing without any deviation if it is passing through the optical center. Now why is this so? Now you must remember that the lenses that we are going to deal with are thin lenses. Whether convex or concave, the lenses are thin lenses. And in case of a thin lens, there is almost negligible refraction that is going to take place if a ray is passing through the optical center. Refraction does take place because lenses are made out of transparent material like glass or plastic. So refraction will take place, but because we are using thin lenses, the refraction is going to be negligible, or the lateral displacement. This term we had studied when we were studying the glass slab experiment, and it told us about the lateral shift that took place in the direction of ray of light when it was traveling from one transparent medium to the another transparent medium. So here also the refraction does take place, but because the lens is a thin lens, the lateral displacement or the shift is almost negligible, and the ray can be considered to be passing without any deviation when it is going through the optical center. So whether it is concave or convex lens, which is a point inside the lens on the principal axis, such that when light rays pass through them, they pass undeviated. So we have studied four terms, and one more term we need to understand in the next slide.